The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices. The views and opinions expressed by host and guests are their own, and their appearance on the show does not imply any endorsement or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices. We got a lot to talk about today. We had a busy week, but we had some great shows for our listeners this week. We're asking everyone to call in and tell us how they their comments about the shows this week. And you can call us at 414-444-5250.
One of the things that we did this week, we are kicking off a program. We were hiring canvassers. So this is a good community building thing that we're doing. What else did we do this week? We had some training, so that's why we missed on Tuesday. And we missed y'all. We were actually ear hustling. I think our co-executive director and the program he put together was
Great.
There was a lot of conversations, and he will be bringing that back with us to expand on that conversation.
And Mr. Sylvester Jackson had a lot of information for the community. That is something he is passionate about and working the community with, is making sure that people are represented right.
Yeah, and so we're going to start back up with our, on Monday, we're going to start back up with our partners and making sure you know who our partners are and what they do. Somebody sliding in late. I know y'all don't want to really know this, but we got to give Brian a little bit of messing with. He's sliding it as I just walked in.
Hey, look, we caught eye contact in the car, so I seen her, she seen me. I'm like, man, ain't no traffic parking around here. I thought I was about to park up the street around the corner.
Rough.
Yeah, this morning.
It's rough.
Yeah.
There must be a memorial for someone next door, so I might be jealous.
Definitely love.
But one of the things I was thinking about this as I was last night. We always tell our politicians we want to see, things change in the city, and we talked a little bit about this last time, or when we were on. But what does I want to see economic development mean to people? Because economic development means different to different people, and we have not really deep dived into what does economic development do. There are arguments that we do a lot of development downtown, but we don't do as much development in the west side or the northern parts of Milwaukee.
Right. True.
Like,
true.
what do you? Because as an alder, I look at economic development a little bit differently. And I'm wondering if I'm on the right path or the right page or what it is. So,
Well, I see a lot of building, which I know we need residential buildings, but I've been seeing a lot of residential buildings go up, or transforming old schools or old buildings into residential buildings a lot. But the cost of those buildings, those residents, those homes, the housing in there is a little bit expensive in the inner city as well. But I'm not seeing a lot of businesses, where like a Target or Walmart or a place that would hire lots of people. Like we just lost Master Lock. A lot of people
they
lost
employ
their job.
quite a few people. I think a couple hundred.
About 700.
Yeah, 700 people
Yeah.
lost that. And we have buildings around around
We
here.
need one. We need one.
Oh yeah, I forgot we don't. Wisconsin Voices does need a building to make sure
I
our
forget that.
communities. Yeah, we just have to keep that in. Maybe somebody will be like, you know what? I'm sick of them on the radio talking about these
Let me
bills.
give him this
Let me
bill.
give this bill
for
$1.
$1.
Shut up. But in reality, let's think about this. So we have a lot of small businesses, and there's a lot of programs that try to help with small business loans or learning, how to do a planning. But what small businesses do we want to see?
Right.
The one of the things that I am dying to bring into Glendale is a soul food place, like authentic soul food place. I think it would be really, great, but those are small businesses that may not be able to pay the rent at they should,
Right.
or something like that. So what I'm looking at, what can I do to help them find a spot that they may be able to come in, have an authentic soul food place or authentic Mexican restaurant. A lot of chains, we got chain Mexican restaurant, but like authentic Mexican restaurant or authentic anything that's
That's
not
a good
chain.
point, authentic, because we have a lot of chains, and then the only chain Hispanic restaurant that I know of is Taco Bell. But then you have a lot of the
But we
taco
have,
trucks. And,
but we also have like Qdoba. we
oh
have
yeah, Chipotle, yeah,
Chipotle.
yeah.
We have those ones, but that's some people consider that not authentic.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I look to see. What other things? We have a lot of beautiful, wonderful barbershops and hairdressers that we have. What other businesses that could we put in that we actually need? That we go outside of Milwaukee to get those services? Like I know there's a couple of spas and we love spas. We love
doggy spas.
right. Where are the dog parks? Where and if they're out there, why don't we know about them?
Right.
I go to a African American dentist. Shout out to TL Boyd. But where is those African American dentists, doctors that are not that might have small clinics or wherever? We need to start promoting these, telling people where they are and what they do. We have a caller. We're gonna take a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Good morning. There we are.
Good morning.
Now we cooking with grease. I wasn't there at first. Now I'm coming through on both ends.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Mika. Good morning, Miss Toya.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Rideout, Mr. Scarby, and Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. Indeed.
No doubt, Mr. Don W.
Tyrone W.
Tyrone W. How you doing today?
I've been enjoying the show ever since it's been on. Congratulations to us as a community to have you. We're very joyful and glad to have you. And I've been enjoying it. I just wanted to say I'm glad to be able to share what I'm able to share. I appreciate learning from you all as well. I would like for get your paperwork in, like I said, so you, and get everything lined up so you can get that school building.
Okay.
But yeah, it we talking it there, but then like I said, have your team lined up just like the dream team with all the other people, attorneys and county exec, mayor, everybody else, even our own judge, Senator / Judge Lena Taylor, if she can give you some background somewhere that she I guess they kind of limited her to what she can kind of do as far as advice and stuff there now, but whatever she can do to help you out there.
Just so you know, we'll be doing
and she'll see what she can do. But then also very quickly, and I'll listen to you then, but Mr. Claiborne, if you can get in his space when he moves to his bigger spot there, that will give you kind of like an extension, it'll be handed off from him to you, but until you get your school building there, and you may be able to keep off of him, but that space that Claiborne's in now will give you kind of like a space where you can do some of your office stuff or, however you want to do it there, but that's a pretty nice sized space itself. But I know you need a bigger space to do more of what you need and want to do there. But okay, I'm listening. What were you going to say now? Excuse me for.
Oh, no. What we do and what we try to do is just build community, whether it be through partnerships, whether it be through community.
Absolutely.
So
Engagement.
right. Just teaching. So we just need people to know what we're doing.
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Well, yeah. And I'll leave with this. Well, that space with Claiborne, it's a nice space, but I know that you want to, if you're talking about like with the concerts and the music, the different things like that. Yeah, school building would be where you want to go, but that space that he's in, instead of it leaving him and then just falling to, who knows ever, if someone like you all can get into it there for us, that will see that it falls from good hands to even more good hands.
Right.
Before it goes to, whatever they decide that, but anyway, so yeah, from Claiborne to you, it'll still be in the family. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Tyrone W.
Thank you.
All right, we got another caller. Caller, go ahead.
This is the Reverend Dr. Andrew Ward.
Hello, Dr. Ward.
Dr. Ward.
Reverend Dr. Oh, I'm sorry.
The Reverend Dr. Ward.
Now, we started off with economic development.
Yes.
There's a quite an amorphous term. I'm going to give you a little specificity. MATC downtown is taking up some valuable space. It's no parking, very inconvenient. MATC needs to have satellites around the city, and that central thing they got on 27th and Capitol. That could
Can you turn your radio down?
and it,
Go ahead.
we need satellites around to teach the trades. And when it comes to economic development, the bottom line is money. And our money for the whole state is mismanaged to death. For example, is the city owns these properties. And you're looking for property, right?
Mm-hmm.
Properties are sitting vacant. They take properties that the city takes over for tax. They let them stand until they fail. We need to move quickly on anything that needs to be done. And financial literacy is absent all downtown in the government and personally. And I'm pro bono available, and everybody knows me. Anything that needs to be did. And I bust birds and use profanity for everything. That's all. Go ahead, put it.
Thank you. The Reverend Dr. Ward. Thank you so
I do
much.
agree with having hubs across the city that do have different trades. That's something I always thought about with something I would like to do in the future. Just, things that's pushing the young Black men and young Black women into, certain programs that can increase the opportunity for or economic growth and opportunities for organizations that want to build or help build different hubs for different technical trades and trades that we can get into. I ride across the city just looking at the construction. I still think we need to increase for all the young guys that want to do construction and the young women. A lot of young women want to get into that and like to switch over to construction. I had a lot of Job Corps students that were into construction and you're trucking big time, and we just need more hubs. It's a lot of CDL or truck driving companies and medical companies across the city, but we still need other like lanes of dealing with construction and engineering and folks dealing with the more technical, the blueprints and things like that. And I know there's individuals in the city that know how to do it. We just need the opportunity to get that space and, even like food places. I mean, we got what we got, but man, we need, and I'm sure, y'all agree with that. We want to see more places for us to go. Like, let us get a North Side market, that has the top notch folks in the city coming together and giving us their best gumbos, their best ribs, in our own spaces, more of those spaces. And we can have one on the north side, have one on the northwest side, and included in that could be safe places for anybody that just want to come out and enjoy. Everything got to be set up. We got security teams here and companies that could work those areas And I know we got off-duty cops that want, that can assist in that too. That don't always have to be about $1. You can come up there, come through and if you enjoy your community, come sit around for 2 hours. You off duty, come support the community, come up there, eat good. So we got to be able to get our minds and wrap ourselves into more of a mindset that, I don't know what we got to do to push it, but I guess we got to go to more of these meetings to see how this money can be kind of funneled towards our side of town. I mean, they're doing the construction. We just need to see more of our buildings being used. And I know we can get what Wisconsin Voices can. Definitely.
We and that is the key to, and there are, believe it or not, though, I know that I don't know exactly where there is, but I know that there are places that that is training for like electrical trades or painting trades and carpentry and stuff. We just don't know where they are, and maybe that's something that we can do research on and start letting people know how to get involved. I know there's a couple of our partners who do that. I remember Northcott used to have a program that you could go into, and then that could go into a trade. There are programs out there, but the problem is a lot of people don't know where they are or where to get those resources. And they don't know that they can call workforce development. They don't know that they can call, I know, what's the other, Northcott or whatever the places are. We just need to find a way to hub that information, get that information out there, and make sure that people know. And that, I guess that's one of our goals, to push that and to make sure that as a collective group, when we're building our community part of this, that we know that. On the other side of this break, we're going to talk about what's some more ideas on economic development.
Catch Wisconsin Voices via Voice Radio every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. as we focus on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices via Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org. Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
We were talking about or things that we actually need. How many grooming places? Everybody, we have dogs, and some of us take care of our dogs. Let's see, if they ain't dying, we ain't taking them to the vet, but we need to. What is that comedian who used to say, if the dog wasn't coughing, then he wasn't going to the vet. But we have a black vet, in our city.
But we have no, we don't have any inner city grooming places. You got to go outside.
There might be.
We
just don't know.
Just don't know about them. It's very rare, I would say. Like you just said, it's very rare. We have no places for entertainment. Like I see a lot of nice flipped out cars, antiques and newer cars. And these gentlemen and ladies ride around the inner city, but like car shows. I done been to states because I've been an organizer for years. So I done lived in some of these states for 5-6 months to a year. And I would go to car shows and they had their cars and doing the bouncing and the hydraulics and nice paint jobs and all, and everybody hanging out, laughing and kicking it. I've never seen that here. I think maybe once.
You want some car shows?
Yeah, I see the ones where they come to like the block events, like the Locust Days. I see them. I'm talking about where it's just a bunch in the parking lot. I done seen it in Minnesota. I done seen it in California. A couple of places where they all pull up and they all just, people can walk around and look at their cars, but not during a festival or something.
Oh no, they do it. The Young Cats across the city they do about 2-3 more every year. They be all across the city with them.
We would love to hear about that and have a place where they actually can go and do it with, with no problem. Because I know they were saying they had a car show before and the police chased them off the Walmart parking lot.
But we have to learn
before.
also how to organize. And there is a difference. They are allowed to chase them off because they didn't get a permit. It's not that hard to get a permit. It's all about, or almost everything is about organizing.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
Yeah,
oh, no, I was going to say, now, I know that there was a part in time, I don't know if it still happened, but they used to have Black Sundays that, but it was out in Kenosha. Like
Great Lake Dragway.
Great Lake Dragway.
Yeah.
And that was the joint that, it was the car show.
Yeah.
All of the cars, people that had their cars, but it turned after the shooting.
Yeah, when that triple homicide up there in Castle, Illinois.
Yeah, from Illinois, it was a triple shooting out there, and some people from Illinois got killed. But that was an event that I used to see a lot of.
Black Sunday was nice.
Black Sundays was incredible because you had music,
Chicago, Milwaukee,
and they all came together and they brought their cars, and you just saw all these different cars out there. It was thousands of people.
Yeah.
we don't have no movies in the inner city where people can actually, they say the movies are dying out. But remember we had the Marcus Amphitheater at Capitol Court, where it's Midtown now, but I'm from that, as you say,
everybody got their air.
with General right on front.
Oh, you Generation X.
Generation
Gen
X. Gen X. But
don't be messing with Gen Xers because I think you got three Gen Xers here. We got a millennial, and then we got the Zero up in here.
Smoke with Gen X. You know that.
Because you don't want no smoke with Gen X.
I was raised by Gen X in silence, so I understand. Y'all fight to death. I already know.
no doubt. but Capitol Court, all that. Sorry.
So we had I my high school job was at a movie theater that was at Northtown. We had, just think about where, this is all the ones we had in this area. We had Northridge, Northtown, Mill Road. We had the discount movie theater on Good Hope Road. We had, going down, we had Capitol Court. Don't forget, we had the Grand.
Yeah.
The Grand was
a
open.
drive-through, driving.
We had a drive-in. We also had Prospect. We had those. Then you go to the south side, and we had I think one of the southwest side one is still there, and that's in the actual city of Milwaukee. And I think that's the only one that's in the city of Milwaukee. And after the city of Milwaukee, depending on what town you live in, I think the next closest one is the Bayshore movie theater in Bayshore. That's the closest, like, to the northeast side. And then, but we need entertainment. A lot of things that we do, we actually need entertainment. Where are those? I know there's a revitalization of on 3rd Street where they're doing, or Martin Luther King Drive, where they're trying to open up like live jazz music, and bars that have just that. You can go in there and chill, and just listen to the music. Those are all economic development. What other industries that we would like to see?
You know why I bring that back up and I'm saying stuff like that is because, like, the jazz and stuff, I'm not saying younger people don't like jazz and that and mellow type music, but we got to get away from just stripping everything from them. Anytime something happened, we took all the movies because people were getting into it. We got to learn how to, like you say, organize and do things better and respect one another better and not just take everything away. Because like in my household, when we had problems or issues and somebody had a fight, we didn't strip everything from everybody. We didn't say, let me take your bed. Let me take all your stuff. You can't have no knives in the ring with you.
I want to ask you a question within that. So with the way that they take things away from us, I don't like it either, because all those places that Tamika mentioned, I remember dropping my cousin off when he worked at the theater. What was that? The one that was between Mill Road and the little shopping center where like Evolve and all that is. My cousin,
that was Mill Road movie theater.
Yeah, my cousin worked there way back in the day, and I remember going to Northtown. I remember seeing some of my favorite movies at Northtown Cinema, like Tupac Resurrection came out. I went to go see it, or Texas Chainsaw. I got memories.
I remember seeing. Well, I worked there, but I remember seeing Harlem Nights when it first.
See stuff like that. So those just memories. I remember going there with groups of people having a good time, and I think it was a way that we can regulate things on our side of the city without having to take it away. But soon as a few people or a riot happens, there's no other way but then start yanking movies out slowly. It's showing 2 movies.
We have to regulate ourselves.
Yeah, that's
we
what
can't.
saying.
I mean, think about it. There are so many people who complain that nothing's going on in the city, but they may be the first people to start some stuff. Let's regulate ourselves. We always talk about accountability, accountability with businesses, accountability with elected officials. How about we do some accountability for our own selves? Yeah. So many times in doing this work, we have people who literally cuss us out in front of us, depending on what we're doing or how we saying it. And then, you know what? How hard is it to just walk away sometimes? And they can still do what they do. They can still, flap or whatever, but it stops sometimes walking away. We have had and this is part of the trauma, I believe, is because we have had to be submissive for so long and had to turn the other cheek. We're tired of turning the other cheek, but there is a way to do what we have to do to make sure, okay, Jermaine, to make sure that we get what we want. That why does it work in Atlanta? Why does it work in other places?
That's what I'm saying, and stuff happens, but they don't take it away. It's like we learn how to regulate ourselves. We learn how to get better at securing events. It's just like anything that happened here is take. And everyone you named, it was in the inner city. It was an incident that happened, and then, like you said, they get to only one movie a week. Only and then when something happened at one of those events, oh no, we're done.
Now I'm talking, and I'm going, and so don't quote me.
Perks with the basketball nets.
Don't quote me on this, but this I remember a little bit, and we'll have to ask Michelle Bryan about this at one time. But when African American World Festival, there was so many sponsors and they were doing a good job. And then one incident happened. And this is what happened. The corporates, I believe the corporate sponsors started saying, oh, we don't want to be affiliated with that. We don't. And they started to pull back. And then, they couldn't pay their bills. And therefore there goes, our African World Festival. But we enjoyed it. We loved it. But it was one thing. And I'm not saying that that one thing wasn't significant. That if somebody lost their lives, that's a big deal and that's significant.
Right.
With that being said, that is a whole festival for years and years that is gone, that somebody made a wrong decision, but
everybody had to pay for it.
Right. Go ahead, Jermaine.
See, but what I really don't understand and not just truly believe this. I truly believe that we have enough Black millionaires and thousandaires here in the city that if we came together, that we can bring African World Festival back. I remember
it's a long process, and that's why I would have Michelle Bryan, because I believe she was the executive director at the time, so we can talk to her about it. But it's a bigger thing than just that. And we could try, and some people have tried. They've tried to put like street festivals together, or what is that? Kofi. Yeah, that, and trying to build that. But again, every time we have to start over again for one incident, and I'm really not trying to.
Is it just like that in Milwaukee? Because it be incidents in other cities and other states, and they don't just stop.
Because this is my opinion, and the views and opinions of the guest and the host of this show does not reflect Wisconsin Voices. But in my opinion, we don't organize. We don't put it together. We are not outraged when they take something away. They will allow a few handful of people to say, this is, we're taking away, like, for instance, if there's a bar that's having some issues, the neighborhood might come together, and that's, I get that, because you have to be mindful of the people that live in those neighborhoods. But sometimes people are saying something and it's not even true, or it's so far away that they're like 4 blocks away from the actual place. but I think they have a radius of how many blocks they do when they do this. And some people just don't like it and they don't have nothing better to do than just start. But where is the outrage when those businesses go down? We just keep accepting it.
Yeah.
We're not outraged. Like, wait a minute, ABC closed. Why did it close? Wait a minute, that's unacceptable. This was a good business. When do we start lobbying and advocating to our older people? Because they are the deciding factors. If something, a liquor license is going to be renewed, or if a permit is going to be pulled, or anything like that. I find it very funny, again, where there is owners that are not of the African American set or do not cater to an African American crowd, that they get chance after chance after chance after chance. And sometimes there'll be one incident where somebody is injured at one club, but then there's a fight every other club, every other weekend, where people are getting hurt, not necessarily in a gun related thing, but they are getting beat down, broken noses, fighting. And it's never, their licenses are never up for review, and it's never sent as a nuisance.
I'm not going to say any places, but I can give you some incidents, like on the South Side at a
particular bar or restaurant, or
a particular bar. I'm not going to say none or what street it was on or anything, but they had a shooting. 3 people got shot, 1 got killed. That about a week or 2 later, they had another incident there, and you never talked about their license. But in Milwaukee, in the inner city, you would definitely be questioning whether they should still have their license. Is this a safe place? And the incident started inside of that bar, and it ended up leading to the outside.
414-444-5250. Question, comments, concern.
It's just sad that it is so much scrutiny when it comes to our entertainment, but others can have issues or problems within their communities, and it's not that much scrutiny. It's like a slap on the wrist. Oh, they'll be okay. That was an isolated incident. And we hear that a lot, an isolated incident for others, but for us, it's like a nuisance. And the nuisance you could be talking about, this incident happened here, but another incident happened at another place. That doesn't make that place a nuisance.
It's more about police calls. People are more prone to call the police on Black-owned businesses than not. In my opinion, in opinions and views, and it's institutional racism in its finest. Let's go back to other ideas for economic development. One of the, I'm still on that escape room thing, so I'm going to throw that out there again.
That sounds very
I know
fun.
we have one downtown and we have some, but an escape room that is for our kids. Think about how much.
Remember the skating ring?
A more up to date place for them to hang out. Like they can have some more up to date arcade games and a little more things that maybe have them think.
So you don't have to go all the way to Wauwatosa to go to like Dave and Buster or the Chuck E.
Something that get them tired so they won't want to fight after they get done working.
Right. If we want to have fun,
a little black rock climbing, get them, do that. Maybe have a little session for a little area for whatever little exercises and your dance studio. We need more dance studios. We got a lot of, that's what this group like to do. They like to dance and stuff. So we can have more little Milwaukee hip hop. Yeah, Milwaukee hip hop scene.
So I know we still have a skating rink in Butler, but remember right on the corner on Capitol and Port, that used to be the Palace.
Heard about that. Never got to experience it, but I heard about it.
Oh, no, but wait, come on, hey, the dance contest there. But here's the thing, they had everything. They had, I think it was Sunday night gospel night, so you could go skate to gospel if you was a church person and didn't want to hear all. Then there was kids only nights where it's 17 and under. And that was I remember going there a couple times. I was growing up Pentecostal, so I was skating with my skirt on, we still went gospel night. Right? Blue jeans. I forgot you right across, you live next door. But then it turned into and I have a little soft spot because it turned into a place called Soccer USA. That's where I met my husband. But
Now I remember Soccer USA.
it was Soccer USA, but there was hundreds of people who used to go there, and it was still at some place where you could have soccer leagues and that was kind of inner city because it was right off of Port and Capitol. And then it was sold, and guess what it is now?
It's a warehouse.
It's a warehouse.
Yeah.
What did Northtown Cinemas turn into? Warehouse
Check this one out.
storage.
The one on 76. I remember the bowling alley. I know 76 in Flores. Remember?
What is it now?
Warehouse. I
Warehouse.
got 100 trucks over there parked over there now. Every time I ride past there, I look like you're right. It was a furniture store, but then it became like the warehouse. And
There was
crates
there
over there.
was, and I wonder if people remember the bowling alley, and I can't remember what it was called, but was on the corner of Port and Richter. Now there's a Walgreens.
Echo Bowl.
Echo.
That was owned by the Free Branches. That
Right.
was school. I went to school with the Free Branches.
But I lived behind there now. You know, that's where I
that was
lived.
my spot.
But that was and that everybody I think at least hit
That's
there
where I
once
fell in
or
love with
bowling.
bowling.
But that's where
Yeah.
the bowling alleys in the inner city.
All-Star Lanes that used to be open on Silver Spring. It's a hair shop. Me and my boys, that was our ritual. Every Sunday we would go and hang out from 2009, 2011 and go bowl, and that became
Villar's still open though.
So what about the one that was on Mill
Mill Road. The one on Mill Road is still open.
Oh, is it?
Like what is it? Mill Road Lanes?
It was something, but he used to go to
Where on Mill Road?
On like 50
Yeah,
seconds.
50
Oh, yep.
It's Coconut Bowl now.
Is this Coconut Bowl?
Coconut Bowl is a black owned. I think I believe the Jamaican descent on that.
Is that bowling alley or the place on Fond du Lac right by where Capital or Midtown is? Is that still open?
No.
Okay. But you see my point. There is so much. And then the thing is, if we have enough stuff, people are scattered out all over the city doing different stuff.
Yeah, we're not be all concentrated, like you said, concentrated in one area.
I'm not concentrated in one area. Everybody, I want to go bowling. I want to do this. I have a young adult daughter, and I asked her what she's doing. Oh, they go midnight bowling, and they trying to stay out of trouble. You know, she ain't 21 yet, so she's gonna be trying to find things to do. But they go to midnight bowling. They go to different things to do because they still don't want to be in the house at 10, and even though they should be in the house at 11. You know, under 17. But I'm just telling you, I like people to be at home. I'm a mama. Yep, those are mama. But where are those things at? Is there a group? If somebody is interested in trying to put a group together to actually have a coalition that we can come together, do what we need to do, and just I guess what I'm asking is anybody willing to come together and think of a strategic? Think of a strategic plan, do some research. See what the community likes. We can start this conversation, build a strategic plan, and then kind of maybe shop it out. If you are interested in that, please send a email to info@wisconsinvoices.org, or go onto the website and put a comment in there or something. If you're interested, let's try to see if we can get this going within the next couple of months to see how do we help develop it. We have to do it ourselves because we have our elected officials who we are electing. We got to get them involved, and it has to be community led because there's too much red tape when it comes to like having a city led, or they have their procedures and protocols and all that. Let's do this by community led organizations.
Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
The 3 pillars of Wisconsin Voices are protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, and building community. Learn more about Wisconsin Voices and our partners at wisconsinvoices.org. Stay up to date on our community events page and get involved by visiting our donation page.
We want to hear from our community if we can on some economic development you want to see in the community, some things you want to see, some businesses that you want to see that our community invests in. These are our ideas and our opinions, but we also, that is why we are Wisconsin Voices. We love to hear from our community and love to hear your voice. But we do need to find some businesses that has social inclusion, where we can come and hang out and have fun, like we were talking about the African American World Festival. We can hang out and have fun and highlight us in our community and the things we do. And Brian just was mentioning about a lot of our young generation like to do art like rap and poetry and singing and dancing. And it's scarish places because my daughter loves that type of environment. And I remember I met her, she was doing poetry one night and they rented out the Ashley's Barbecue literally on 3rd Street to do their poetry. Yes, Martin Luther King Drive. I'm sorry, we're back in the days we called it 3rd Street. I'm old school, but bless you. But yes, on Martin Luther King Drive, they would rent that out every weekend and do their poetry nights there. We can have a place for them. That's why we're asking for a building, because we can have a place where people can come and have social inclusion and things of that nature.
Social inclusion. Oh, using these big words, So okay, Tim called us and told us to use that word. So thank you, our co-executive director.
Mm-hmm.
He is listening and contributing to the show without being actually in studio. But
yeah, he's researching for.
He's researching.
Mm-hmm.
That's our researcher.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We got about 10 minutes, and I want to try to think outside the box. Now, if we have some of these places, if you're listening right now and you're a groomer, I know there's no brick and mortar Black-owned groomers, but I know there's people who do those grooming services in their homes, or they have a small business within their homes. So there are some. That's why I don't want to say there are not any, but there are some. And there's some people who do things in their home. What about Black-owned bookkeepers, accounting firms that are there's a few bookkeepers and accounting firms, but we need those. There's one thing that you always need if you own a business, and you might be able to do your accounting yourself, but you always need somebody to do the accounting if you can't do it yourself. So there are those businesses. Are there? Where are they? Let's start talking about them. Let's make a list of them. What else is there that you day to day that you
a skateboarding park?
I don't know.
We got a youth that come every time we're doing our youth program. And I've been out there with the youth, even though y'all be laughing at me because they young men and women. But in the inner city, I stay out there with them till their rides come. And I have I have seen 3 young men come and use our ramps and stuff to practice their skateboarding, because there's nowhere for them to really practice skateboarding.
There's a lot of things. And we're not exposing our youth.
I'm different.
No, I know
where they gotta go.
I get that
somewhere.
But I'm just saying, are we exposing ourselves, our youth, to things? I played rugby for years. Most Black people don't know what rugby is. But let me tell you, when I played, I was never angry because I was too tired to be angry. My body hurt because this is basically tackle football without the pad. It's a combination of soccer and football. But it let me get out frustrations and energies. I played on Saturdays. Our first practice was on Tuesday. I'm recovering Sunday and Monday because my body hurt. Tuesday, I go back to practice. I'm tired from the practice on Wednesday. Thursday, I go to practice, and then I got a game on Saturday again. So all of that, I played for a few years, 3 to 5 years. I don't remember because that was a while ago. But I started at 20. I think I was like 26 or 27 when I started, and I played until I was 31. So these are the things that we really could like expose our kids to. We have football leagues, we have basketball leagues, but there's other sports that they could thrive in. My husband played soccer for years. There's a soccer league that caters to African American children.
Yeah,
There's
there's a man that literally got a soccer league that caters to
right, and
African American.
so there are other things that we could do to expose. How many times, unless you know where to go, how many times are we like actually going and letting our youth experience nature, like going camping? There are places that go that have a group of kids that they go once in the summer, and they might take a bunch of kids, but where are we exposing? Are we letting our kids learn how to ski? Because some of them might want to learn how to ski or snowboard.
And then a lot of our kids like yoga and stuff like that. Are they? Because I know I've seen in other areas where they have the workout equipment and stuff in the parks and yoga benches and practice yoga areas. Do they have things like that? Where people where in the inner city they can come to parks and learn how to do yoga and things of that nature, where they yoga is bigger than what people think. It helps concentrate, stretch, bend, all type of stuff.
And we're not and also on the south side. I mean, we also have the closer Milwaukee south side areas. We want to build them up as well. This is something that we could really put our hold on it. Like I said, if anybody is interested in, being part of a think tank, I guess you could call it, volunteer to kind of look at what we could do or how we can do it, or do a strategic plan to try to cultivate or help people. There are partners that could help us with this. Like we have some partners who do business strategy planning. So after we identify what we want, maybe we connect those people to those partners who do, business plans, or some of the banks have different, I think the bank that we use, Old National, they have a program that are trying to help small businesses and Black-owned businesses. So there are different ways, but people, again, the information is siloed. They only tell certain people. And then it's not a thing that everybody knows. I'm trying to think of what's the one thing that I really missed. We were talking about Johnson Park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of incidents happened there. Johnson Park's closed. It started off really big, and then and the thing is, ownership also did a part of that, because all of a sudden the slide didn't work, and the slide was only halfway there, and it didn't go all the way down, so nobody was sliding it. And then the go-karts, and then you can only do go-karts on certain days. And then it was, remember the miniature golf? Where are the miniature golf play? Because I believe everybody loves miniature golf, and that's competitive. That's anybody can do miniature golf. And Mike and I
the next Tiger Woods.
And Mike and I used to take Jada miniature golf all the time. We talk mess, and then she ended up winning, and she was 10. We'd be mad. Mm-hmm. But it's a family event, and things that you can do that's not as expensive, and that you can do with your kids, and we're bonding. There's so many people who talk about these parents need to do stuff with their kids. What do they have to do? Yeah. That's in their budget, and that they can actually do. I think people talk about we need to be more family oriented. Do we have family oriented activities that people can do?
Not a lot.
These are some of the things that could be great for our city, and we just have to work on them. It's not going to change overnight, but it has to start. We have to start somewhere. Brian, Brian is our expert at everything sometimes. He be in these streets doing, not in a bad way, but like being involved and going to different events and hitting it. What is one thing that you part of millennials that you're missing that you really wish that was still here or that we could still do?
I always think that we need more, just going back again to having a place where folks can go and take 75 acres and build our own, have our own like golf range that's included with, food that's related to what we want. Right now we had to go to Lux and go to Franklin, but, seeing one of these millionaires or high thousandaires like Jermaine Sailor that might be able to invest into the city, or one of these organizations come in like, hey, we want, something like that. But
a foundation could do it. These foundations have billions. Yeah. Some of these foundations have billions, and the way the structure of the foundations work, they have certain things that they say, oh, we're going to work on this or we're going to work on that. And I don't think they're really, and it's usually for a cause, but I want to find that foundation that says, here, we have a bulk of money, give us a strategic plan, we will fund it.
Like an entertainment district would just be our own entertainment district that, that will make other groups want to come to the north side and enjoy it.
And they tried, I think a good start was, what's it, Phoenix?
Sherman Phoenix.
Sherman Phoenix. That is a co-op, and they did really well, but, we need to support those people.
Expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices, but are those of the host and guests of this particular show, and their appearance on the program does not imply any endorsements or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voice.